Brave the sorceress of the Ixian wood. Doom! I am blind, but I see. I see a new journey awaits. Your deeds above have created strife below. You must find your way to where all men are destined. Else many of the greatest shall be lost. Seek the sorceress of the Ixian wood. Only she can show you the way. The greatest, warriors, poets, lost. All creation stands in the balance. Find me. All creation stands in the balance. Brave the sorceress of the Ixian wood. Doom!
Surprised to see Rhodes in such a state? Much has happened all today. We have seen hard times, but we shall have better. Mark my words. I say we should not rebuild the colossus. It was the gods that toppled it, saving us from the kraken. They say it was a mortal who slew the Titan, but I don't believe it. How could I? It's a hard time fighting the monsters back. When the first trade ship clears our harbor, that will be the day. It was early this morning. There was a great blast from far off, and the ground trembled. The kraken reared high out of the water and moaned a terrible noise, let me tell you. Then, miracle of miracles, the colossus tipped and fell right upon the cursed sea monster. It was like thunder, but the sun shone, and the whole world shook. The kraken was killed, and the many beasts ran. We opened our gates for the first time in months. They say it was a mortal who slew the Titan.
Medea came to the Ixian wood years ago, and now she is known simply as the sorceress. Perhaps she helps many, but those who seek her also risk her wrath. They say Medea was jilted by the hero Jason, leader of the Argonauts. If that is true, I do not imagine she looks kindly upon heroes. I've heard she murdered her own children, yet people entrust their daughters with her. Medea married again, King Aegeus this time. When he tried to leave his kingdom to his son by an earlier wife, Medea tried to poison them. That time she failed. Perhaps Medea is destined to remain alone. They say Medea was jilted by the hero Jason, leader of the Argonauts.
How many nights has it been that I have not been plagued by the most horrible dreams, and always of the dead? One dream began well enough. The sun streaked the Elysian fields, but that one turned dreadful too, like all the rest. Most of all, I dreamed the dead are pouring out of the sunless lands, when they should be going in. I awake terrified, out of breath. I won't survive the year if this keeps up. Ah, if I could make Medea pay for its curse. Did I say that too loud? Do you think she could have heard me? It is Medea, I know it is. She cursed me thus. I gave her 3 fine lambs, but not my finest, and so she plagues my sleep. One dream began well enough. The sun streaked the leaves.
Orpheus, son of Morpheus, master of music and song, inspire me to tell his tearful tale. It was fair Eurydice who won his heart, and on their wedding day, as she danced in a grove with nymphs, a snake took her by the heel. It bit her mortally, and Eurydice fell ill and died. How Orpheus did grieve! He played and sang so very sadly that trees lowered their branches and lions bowed their heads. He sang, and the gods came and whispered in his ear, and so he took himself to Aornum, in Thesprotis, where between barren crags lies one of the ways into the sunless lands. And as he went, he sang, and all who heard him mourned. Orpheus sang to Charon, who wept as he steered the boat, and he sang to Cerberus, who lay his 3 snouts down and whimpered, and he sang to the lord of that place, whom we name not, and his lady, the goddess Persephone. Their hearts were moved, and they granted Orpheus's plea, with but one rule, that he could lead his beloved out of Hades, as long as he did not look back until they stood with feet firm on living soil. And so he started off, staring firmly ahead, but his heart wavered. He doubted, he feared, he thought he would go mad. He tore his hair, and in an instant he looked back. In horror, the shade of his beloved flickered, reached towards him, and faded once again into the depths, never more to see the sun, never more to see her love. Truly none could hear his song and not be swayed. Orpheus was like unto Apollo, playing the lyre, and haunting as sirens in his song.
As soon as the road to Ixia is safe, I'm setting off to visit my Katina. She's been gone for almost a year, and I miss her every day. Some look down on sending their daughters to Medea. She's dangerous, yes, but look at all she's done for us. Oh, it is not safe yet. But did you hear? After the noise this morning, many monsters fled. I do hope the roads are safe before winter. I do not have a single regret. Katina wanted so much to go, and Medea looks kindly on those who send her their daughters to study. She is a great sorceress, you know, Medea is. She teaches her girls well and keeps them safe. Still, I sometimes worry out there in that dangerous forest. She is a great sorceress, you know, Medea is.
Word is that a great shelled monster, as big as a trireme, has come ashore at Damatria. There are only 2 ways into Damatria, through the cave of Orthia or by sea. I suppose there is only one way into Damatria now. They say this crab has claws sharp enough to cut through a mainmast. I miss the days when sea monsters were sea monsters. Did you hear about the kraken in the harbor here? The colossus fell on it. A man claimed he saw this great crab come ashore right here in Rhodes, but I think he had simply taken too much wine. It is not far to Damatria. You just have to make your way through the cave of Orthia, which I hear has gotten very, very dangerous. Imagine that. The fishermen are the first to tell you stories of the sea monsters they fought, but here one has come to their homes, and they will go nowhere near the sea. I miss the days when sea monsters were sea monsters. Did you hear about the kraken in the harbor here? They say this crab has claws sharp enough to cut. A man claimed he saw this great crab come ashore right here in Rhodes, but I think he had simply taken too much wine. There couldn't be 2 crabs of that size, could there?
My child, he is dying. My son has fallen terribly ill. The healers could do nothing. We asked Medea for help, but she is cruel. She told me she would not help unless I brought her the tome of some ancient queen. How would I get such a thing? There was one of Medea's students. She wanted to help, but Medea sent her back to work. Procne, she was called. I am sure she knew something of this tome. These are terrible times. The earth shudders. Children fall sick. I am sure the monsters have left only to return in greater numbers. Medea says she is a mother, but what mother would allow another mother to suffer so? What kind of woman would allow a sick child to die? He barely breathes, and he has not awoken in 3 days. Perhaps I was a bit short with Medea, but who could blame me? My son is dying. I would not be surprised if Medea were behind these beasts, so that she could profit from our suffering. Procne tried to help me, but Medea stopped her. These are terrible times.
I cannot get iron. The price of bronze. You're lucky I've got anything for sale. Do I see a merchant ship?
Hey, you there! We could use your help. We must light the beacon to tell merchant ships that the harbor is safe once again. Every time we start to light it, we are swarmed with undead. If you can lend a hand, say so. We could use your help.
Your inventory is full.
Please, please, come in. Goodbye.
Wonderful! Take this strapping young lad. He will carry the torch and light the beacon if you can keep him safe. If the beacon stays dark, we will have no trade. No trade means we will never rebuild the city. Take another of my workers, and this time, please see that it is done.
The arcane arts are no more than remembering secrets that you once knew. Fine strength with it, yes? To your nature be true.
Please, we are but poor workers who have no skill in arms. We cannot fight these monsters, so we run or we die. Take another of my workers. Protect him long enough to light the beacon. The beacon shines for all to see. Now we will once again be a center of industry and commerce. I see a new golden age for the entire island, all because of one hero and a young man with a torch. Already I see sails on the horizon. Soon the harbor will bustle with merchants, arguing, haggling, and most importantly, buying our goods. Happy days are truly coming. Already I see sails on the horizon.
See for yourself. Carcinosi swarm the beach. I'm not going back out there until I know it is safe. I do not care how much Proteus curses us. Talk to him if you want. I am not in charge. I tell you, it is almost enough to make a man become a farmer. Proteus screams at us to get to work, but he will not approach the boats either. I can deal with a crab here or there, but look at them. They are bigger than a man, and they want to feast on living flesh. Talk to Proteus, please. The man-sized crabs are bad enough, but some of us caught a glimpse of an even bigger beast rising out of the water. Luckily, they don't stray far from the water's edge. Proteus screams at us to get to work.
Crabs the size of boats have come up on the beach. One of them took off Dimitri's foot at the ankle, and now these layabouts sit here instead of hauling nets. We'd manage somehow, if it weren't for that huge one. Do you see it? I swear it is down there. Please, my men have not caught a fish in days. The village has only so much food stored, and soon that will be gone. It is fierce, and it has a multitude of crablings surrounding it. One snap of its claws could break my boat in half. What could make a normal crab grow to this hideous size? Magic must be involved somehow. I have faced huge sea beasts in my time, but nothing like this. Its shell is as hard as stone, and its claws as sharp as a sword. Please, my men have not caught a fish in days. The village has...
When the mother of all crabs surfaced, I ran up the beach. Her spawn crawled off her back and tried to eat Dimitri. We pulled him away in time, and all they got was his foot. I would not blame you if you went inland, but what would I do? What would my family do? I place my hope in you. The men say that this would not be happening if Poseidon were still watching over the seas. Fishing is a dangerous job, but this is ridiculous. It just goes to show. You do not have to be faster than the monsters. You just have to be faster than your slowest companion. Fishing is a dangerous job, but this is ridiculous.
The entire village will feast on crab legs in your honor. We don't have much, but take this with our thanks. Soon I will stand on my boat and feel the salt breeze in my face. All thanks to you. The catch should be plentiful today, after so long without fishing. Thank you. The village can get back to work now. I only hope those karkinosi did not feed on our fish. The catch should be plentiful today, after so long without...
Thank you. I only hope those crabs have not damaged our boats. The tide is going out, and so should we if we are expected to get the fishing done today. The tide is going out, and so should we if we are expected to get the fishing done today. Farewell.
Now the people of Damatria may return to fishing. Damatria will soon thrive again, all because of you. If the fishermen can set sail, then I suppose it won't be long before my captain raises anchor. I should get back to the harbor. If the fishermen can set sail, then
Oh, the blades are quite good. What I have got left. Come again.
Store your goods? Your goods are safe with me.